Hello, everyone. Today is October 16th, and this is ContribEx APAC meeting. This meeting abides by the Kubernetes CNCF Code of Conduct, which pretty much comes down to please be nice, helpful, friendly to each other. And if you don't want to get recorded on this ongoing recording, which will be later on posted to YouTube channel for Kubernetes project, feel free to turn off your audios and video. With that, we can get started. I know, Harsha, you are on the call and you tried unmuting yourself a while back. We're not able to hear you. Do you want to come on the mic and introduce yourself? And same to anyone else. If anyone wants to come back and introduce, because I see the participants list. I think everyone has introduced themselves at one point or other in the last few APAC calls. And Harsha, if mic is not working, feel free to drop a message in chat as well.
Yeah, hello.
Hey,
Is this sorry? Yeah,
yep.
hi. Yeah, so it is my first meetup, attack meeting. Uh, I mean, I used to, there is this contribute SIG I did few months back. So I got a time to join now. Yeah, that's it. Right now, I'm working as a DevOps engineer. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Uh, I might. Were you also involved in other parts of the Kubernetes project, and maybe SIG
No,
release in particular? Okay.
no, nothing else. This is my first meeting actually.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I think it is the correct way to start. It seemed like a pack meeting, so I thought like I can join in this.
Yeah, perfect. I actually confuse you with another Harsha, Harsha Narayana, um, from the project, and so I was just cross-checking. But thank you so much for the introduction, and definitely I would hope that ContribEx is a good place to get started. And during the rest of the meeting, we might be discussing few areas that ContribEx, SIG ContribEx works on. And if you are interested in getting included, let us know. Yeah. And thank you
Yeah, yeah,
once again
yeah,
for coming
yeah.
on the mic.
Thanks.
And since you are on the call for the first time, I'll introduce myself. My name is Priyanka Sagu. I am one of the technical leads for SIG ContribEx, SIG Contributor Experience, which is this meeting is a APAC variant of the SIG ContribEx weekly meetings, bi-weekly meetings. And I'm also involved in a few other sub projects of the SIG itself. One of them is GitHub administration. So that's about me. I work at SUSE. Um,
Yeah,
anyone wants to come on mic? Or we can maybe get going with the updates for today. Okay, let's do events. Anything going on, anything new going on about KubeCon, sorry, KCSNA, and then I can talk about Maintainer Summit. I don't have much updates, but maybe a follow up from last time. Arvind, Sandeep, do you want to update anything about what's currently happening with KubeCon, KCSNA? What are the current milestones? Anything that the attendees should be aware of?
I can try. I have been away for some time, but I attended the last call, and I can say for comms that we have sent out the schedule announcement and call for volunteers email. So that is out, and then Sandeep sent out. I think that was covered in the last meeting, but Sandeep sent out, yeah, individual acceptances and rejects to for the CFPs to every single attendee. And then we sent out the SIG call outs for leads. Mario helped with the form. So these two emails we sent out, and then we are looking to send out six more, I think six more reminders and extra emails this week and then the week after. Regarding registrations, I think there were total of 144 registrations so far for KCSNA. Um, Besides that, I think one point came up during the meetings, which I'm not sure if that's relevant for this call or not, but the point was that we need to take uh, every uh, international attendee needs to take their passport and not just any ID to the event, because if they are attending the social event, uh, there's this Utah law that like uh, has some restrictions on alcohol usage and you need your passport. So we are planning to add more information and reminders about attendees bringing their passport to the event in the upcoming emails. So I think these are all the updates that I know of. If Sandeep has more to add.
Yeah, I just have a follow up. Did we send out any emails to inform participants that this is a requirement to enter in the socials uh,
Um,
event
uh,
premises?
right. Uh, so we are sending the social event announcement email. We are going to send it this week or next week. I'm not sure, but we will be adding the information in that email and then sending reminders about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Priyanka,
Yes, yes, Sandeep.
uh, one more update to add to the excellent update that Arvind gave. That is, mm, I think we are going to send out the email. Ray Ligano, he had drafted an email. Okay, so that email is about KCS meet and greet and lunch and learn. So that email has been
Okay.
drafted and is ready for review.
Yeah, so that is going to be sent out by or being coordinated by Ray, right?
Yes, I think yes, since the writer is Ray, he would be sending it.
Okay. Is there a new lunch happening uh, apart from this the continuing SIG meet and greet event? I heard you mentioning about lunch.
No, it is lunch and learn. It meet and greet, lunch and learn. So basically, I think
Oh,
we
okay.
grab our lunch and then we have to collect at the meeting place. I think.
Okay, okay. Got it. So is lunch and learn the new name for SIG meet and greet? Uh,
Yeah, they have renamed it correct. So I think if I send you the review note, no, I think it should be very clear to you. Let me send that to you.
Thank you. I think SIG meet and greet session have been renamed a few times already. So I will just coming emails. Okay. I have taken notes, but thank you so much, Arvind Sandeep, for the specific call outs about the ID requirements and SIG meet and greet. That is very important, as well as the email for asking SIGs to fill their help wanted areas. I think all of this is great stuff. Are there any deadlines also for SIGs to submit their help wanted areas? I believe it will be submitted as part of a form. Arvind, if there is a form, can you put it in the agenda? Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Or
I'll paste it in the notes.
Uh,
okay,
so
thank
Priyanka,
you.
I sent something in the chat, but I'm not sure if you can. Okay, okay, yes, correct. Oh, I think it's directly to you, sir. I don't know why I didn't directly to you, sir. You have to go to the Kubernetes meet and greet announcement and ah
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, correct.
Okay, I got it. Wait. Okay. So the new name is Kubernetes SIG Meet and Greet Lunch and Learn. Okay, that's a mouthful.
Just
I
formerly
will.
known as.
Sorry, go ahead, Sandeep.
No, nothing. I was just saying formerly known as. There are two formerly known as. So I think it has been renamed two times.
Yeah, it has been renamed two times. I believe the first one was the first was SIG Meet and Greet, and then I think it was renamed to Meet the Kubernetes Contributor Community. I think in last 1 year or so, and now this is going to be the new name, Kubernetes SIG Meet and Greet, Lunch and Learn. Okay. Thank you so much for all the updates for KCS NA. I can talk about Maintainer Summit India, which is very short update. We received total of 4 submissions as part of the CFP process. So I think last time we were discussing how many we received, so I got the number, and that is way less than what we expected. But again, this is the very first time Maintainer Summit is happening, and this is also the very first time KubeCon India is happening in India. So it's okay. Yeah. So what's going to happen now? Now that we have just 4 submission, that is not enough to cover a day long's agenda. Most of the agenda will be covered, at least as of now. There is no official schedule out, but what's in discussion is most of the day will be covered as part of unconference sessions. Um, what unconference session? That information is also not out. The last I heard is this only we received very less submissions, and those are not enough to even do a formal round of review process. So if CNCF is reviewing and going to inform the applicants about their status, if that is happening, uh, both me and Nabarun are not included in that process because it's too less of submissions to actually include anyone else for the review process for this run of Maintainer Summit India. So that's the current update. We will be hearing more about unconference session, hopefully. But when there is more information out about the unconference session, I'll let at least this group of people know via this meeting, and maybe CNCF might be providing more information via emails. So yeah, let's look out for that. Um, that's all I have for Maintainer Summit India update. Feel free to ask any questions, feel free to provide any feedback. All the feedback about the CFP form uh, that have been passed already to CNCF. CNCF knows about it, and hopefully we'll be working on that to improve the entire experience in Millennium Summit India 2025, but hopefully in Millennium Summit EU as well, which will be happening as part of the KubeCon Europe 2025 London event. Yeah. So also Maintainer Summit Europe event. There are some plannings ongoing for that event as well. Already started, which is good. We are starting very early on that. We have chairs announced, I believe, for that. I know about 2 of them. I believe there are 3 chairs announced. So Mario will again be chairing the event. Natalie Valatko from SIG Docs will be chairing the Maintenance Summit event for Europe. And I might be missing one more person. Sorry about that, but I read uh, this as part of, I believe, the recent chairs and tech leads meeting that happened. So the information is out in public in one of the meeting agenda documents. I might fill it up here. There is also KubeCon India 2025 and Maintainer Summit India. Um, I would say KubeCon India 2025, that's already announced and it's in the prospectus. So uh, hopefully we'll have a more planned, well planned Maintainer Summit 2025 India happening the next year. Yeah, 2024 has not happened. Whatever is the case, we might not have a lineup of talks, but Bob and Jiffy from CNCF, they are trying hard to have a good, fun day of uh, learning and meeting and collaborating among maintainers for whoever is going to join. Registrations are open, so if you have not already registered and you are a Kubernetes org member, please register. The link should be this. I paste the eligibility one, but registration one is this. Okay, so I'll fill the maintainer summit one in a bit. Hopefully we have more maintainers from India by next year, thanks to this year KubeCon. Uh, yes, I hope. But honestly speaking, we do have a lot of maintainers in India. uh, the thing is, because KubeCon India is also happening for the very first time, and Maintainer Summit is a whole new concept, which was planned as a expansion of the KCS format, but it's not really the same thing. The eligibility criteria, the timeline for CFP announcements, the results, everything is very different from how KCS used to work. The way KCS used to work, there was a leverage. If people tried applying for KubeCon India CFPs, not India, KubeCon CFP, the main event CFPs, and it did not work out. And if the topic is relevant to Kubernetes community, they we would receive a lot of summations back to KCS as well. And people had time in general to apply for two different um, platforms, KubeCon main event as well as KCS event. This time everything was just same slot. Everyone was waiting for KubeCon India results while also figuring out what to submit for KCS India. Sorry, Maintainer Summit India. It's so confusing. Um, well, there was a lot of like chaos, and we hope to improve that. So maintainers, more is always good. We do have a lot of maintainers, we do have a lot of active contributors in the community. I think personally, being from India, I would really love we find out more ways to um, grow the existing maintainers. We have so many active contributors in the community who are doing great work, and if we could use this opportunities, avenues to help the existing people grow, and then funneling more people in, that hopefully is a way to go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think that's all about Maintainer Summit India. If you have any question about any of the events, KCS, NA, Maintainer Summit India, maybe feel free to uh, ask now.
The planning for the entire maintenance summit is being done by CNCF, right?
Yeah. So, well, the, uh, okay. So, yes, like the Maintainers Summit event is supposed to be uh, Sanjeev. Okay. Okay. Uh, so, Arvind, your question. Yes, Maintenance Summit India is currently being coordinated by CNCF, and all following, like all upcoming Maintenance Summits will be coordinated by CNCF as well. Uh, but as Kubernetes project, which is one of the biggest like project under CNCF realm, we will have what do you say, a separate dedicated track for Kubernetes project. So, and that track will mimic what KCS used to be like. So as part of that track, we can do everything that we used to do as part of KCS format. Just that our planning, our preparations will be limited to just that one track, and every logistics around that will be taken care by CNCF directly. We will be, for example, we can take care of what our swags would look like. We'll have a project photo, will might have awards for and nominations for Kubernetes project itself. But like most of KCS minus everything logistics, which required one or other CNCF staff to come and uh, coordinate every single week with Kubernetes community. I think that would not happen just for Kubernetes project. It will be happening for the entire maintainer summit event itself. So I think that's the plan.
Mhm. Got it. So it will be like a mini KCS inside the maintenance summit, but then there will be separate tracks for all the other CNCF projects, right?
Yeah, I don't think there will be a separate track for every project. If how KubeCon have, right? KubeCon have platform engineering track or a cloud native novice or cloud native experience and all those tracks. So something like that will be the category. For example, would be an umbrella category, and that could be used by different projects. But Kubernetes is like a humongous project with its own governance and structure under it. So Kubernetes will keep on continuing with its own track, while other projects hopefully will be some doing their submission CFP and everything as else as part of umbrella categories. For like, let's say 5 projects are folded into runtime or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Got it. Thank you, Priyanka.
No worries. Um, and I I think that's all for Contributor Summit and Maintainer Summit India.
Priyanka?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. Nobody else has a question.
Uh, n- I think nobody has one, so go ahead, Sandeep.
Okay, so the maintenance summit, given that we have first talks, the maintenance summit is definitely happening on 10th December, right?
Yeah. Maintainer Summit is happening. It's not going to be cancelled, as at least as of now, as of today, there is no plan to canceling it. More and more discussions are happening around how to make it a good, a fun event, engaging event, and everybody, all the maintainers who are going to attend it, how to make it um, a good day for them. So the plan is to have unconference, but since it's a one day event, I mean, we were not expecting a lot of CFPs anyway. The count of CFPs, we were like the number of sessions that in an ideal case would have been on the lineup would be around 20 to 30. So um, in different tracks, like in parallel tracks, for example, not in sequence. So that won't be happening. But the event would be, for example, like 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 with some sort of celebration. Again, there is nothing specifically planned. I can maybe write an email to CNCF this week and maybe try to figure out what is the current ongoings about the schedule. But I'll let you know. To answer your question, it's not being cancelled. That's for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so if we are attending the KubeCon rally and also the maintenance summit, we need to be there on the 10th morning at least.
Yeah. So the 10th will be a day of kind of a KubeCon day zero. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Priyanka.
No worries. Thank you for asking that, Sandeep. Yeah, that was an important um, acknowledgement that it's happening. Okay. Mentoring then. if we have nothing more for events, then mentoring. I know this is going to be an update for Ryan and everyone else, maybe who is interested in mentoring. Ryan, especially, I think you got a ping from Sylvester today's morning, our IST morning time. Uh, he has written down some action items, and I did not really go through all the entire message. I have to do it once again, but he did follow up with some action items, I believe. And Josh also replied to that, so maybe there is some sort of. Let me just quickly go through that. We take,
Yeah, I'm
and I'll
also
put a
yet
link
to
also.
go through all those.
Okay. Um, m- while I go through that, I'll put a link to what I'm going through in the chat or in the agenda. Um, so, so Sylvester have divided the mentoring tasks into, I think, 4 items, and he has also laid down what would be the next steps. So the next steps, I believe, are going to be these. So whoever is going to participate in the mentoring, uh, volunteer work, or generally the mentoring sub project work, uh, people need to reach out to SIG leads to see if there is an interest in running a group mentorship. Um, for example, for code reviews, and then we, if there is interest, then we'll need to plan and organize. And it's okay. So I think Josh responded back on this. Last meeting, last time when we had this call, we had wait, we had Wendy also on the call, and Wendy and Ryan, I think you both were interested, and we were discussing having a separate call for um, mentoring sub project, or discussing what's going to be the next task. Sylvester shared that idea with Josh. Josh agreed on that. This is not going to happen this week. Josh is busy, but let's hope that there will be a meeting with which will be specifically dedicated to mentoring sub project and what really needs to be done. I think this part, reaching out to SIG leads, have been discussed a few times, but when to reach out, what would be the timeline for communications, that all that I think Sylvester will be coordinating with the volunteers who showed interest. So Ryan, I think stay on that thread. There will be more updates coming in from that thread right away. And you and Wendy are the only people, I think, right now who have volunteered. So you both will be the very first one getting any updates. Cool. I don't have any
Yeah.
other updates other than what Sylvester mentioned in the chat. Anyway, I'll clean it up and write something here. And that's it. We do not have any other external mentoring programs right now ongoing other than LFX. I believe that has already started if there was any project from Kubernetes that was participating there, but I'm not aware of any. So, no updates from me at least on the mentoring side. Uh, any questions for mentoring sub project? If not, contributor comms. And I know the biggest update there is the orientation meetings that is happening. I think 3 has already happened. Last one was yesterday. We have already received SIAC out of the very first for APACs, which is great, successful thing already ongoing. Um, Anything else from contributor comms that's happening? Arvind, Sandeep, do you know of any other ongoing activities happening in this area? You can quickly check the channel.
I'm really sorry. I have no idea what's going on because I was like away for
Yeah,
a bit.
yeah.
Uh,
No
But I'll
worries.
be,
I mean,
yeah.
I know there is a lot of LWKD stuff ongoing, which is going good, which is a regular every week activity. But I see a lot more volunteers now taking on different sections of the LWKD report. So anyone who is joining for the first time this call and interested in helping out in a non-technical area, but an area which really focuses on everything in the project on a weekly basis. So that includes technical uh, work happening across the project or any major announcement, any major events happening. LWKD is a great place to participate. You get to know about everything ongoing while you also get to write a blog that reaches, I believe, across the external community of the project. So, LWKD, anyone interested, feel free to ask me and I can put you in touch with who are the people who are the current people working in the LWKD sub project. LWKD stands for last week in Kubernetes, which is this blog. So there is a group of volunteers who work on um, creating this blog every single week. I'm aware there's a lot of work happening around this. And uh, Sandeep, you also put a link in the chat. Let me see what that link is about.
So I think you are asking if there is any other update about the comms. So I think this was one of the things that was discussed in the Slack channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think it was more about clarifying that a KCS attendee needs to be a KubeCon attendee in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um. Correct. I remember this conversation. I think we wanted to add it as part of FAQ because this question is asked every single time, and the question is whether I can participate or join KCS event if I'm not already registered for KubeCon event, or KubeCon event registration is a requirement. And in past we did have exceptions. I think now we are making it a rule that you anybody who is going to participate in KCS has to be registered for KubeCon. I remember this discussion. Yeah, Ray also have I think few other um, PRs up in K community around some summit related work only. Anyway, I'm not able to find out the contributor comms channel in Slack right now, so we'll leave at that. But yeah, orientation sessions are happening, and yesterday there was one for APAC.
If you are looking for this discussion on contributor comms, I think I have the link. Here it is. I
Thank
just
you.
pasted it.
Okay.
But that is a
Mm.
very short discussion actually, not a detailed discussion.
Yeah. Oh, so I was actually trying to find out the contributor comms channel. This one is the link you pasted is about summit staff.
Ah, yes, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Okay. So I found out the contributor comms channel. I'll just quickly scroll through if there is anything happening. Most of it is LWKD stuff. The channel I'm looking on Slack is SIG ContribEx comms. And yeah, that's it. There is a lot of SIG Spotlight blogs in progress, I believe. Some of them already have PRs opened, some of them are being currently reached out to, and this is the last one, last update around that. Okay. Uh, in general, contributor comms is the area. This is for everybody who is joining us for the first time. I'm trying to introduce what is contributor comms. So contributor comms is the area of SIG ContribEx that deals with um, all sorts of communications that go out to the project, outside of the project, or cross SIGs, or any sort of communications is dealt by this group of people via blogs. So there are lots of blog writing opportunities if anyone is interested in that. Um, there are also social media communications that are also being taken care by this group, not just the writing social media comms, but also taking care of the infrastructure, though the infrastructure part that requires some time in the project, building some trust in the community, and because it comes with some elevated permissions. But yeah, all that kind of anything and everything related to comms happen um, as part of this subproject of SIG ContribEx. Okay, if there are no more questions, no more updates as part of contributor comms, and we are already 20 minutes left. Contributor documentation. I have nothing for contributor documentation. Anything happening in this area? Anyone is aware? Sandeep, you were working on uh, improving the new contributor guide for role based sections, I believe. Uh, did that move any further, or is there any issue that is tracking the ongoing
And
work
though,
in that area?
I think even yet to get started also.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. So,
And I think I have taken like a month or a month and a half break from the sick country back comms.
mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah, I think I read that message from you. You are focusing on the CNCF Deaf and Hard of Hearing working group
Yeah.
activities. Yeah, okay. Um,
And
so
the, sec- and the second thing is that I was able to complete the spotlight. My aim was to finish it by the month of September, and thankfully the spotlight was out on 30th September.
okay, so if there is a link out, can you, I mean, if it is already published, can you
Yeah, yeah.
put a link there? Yeah, thank you so much. But yeah, the Spotlight blogs covering interviews of somebody from SIG leadership. Those are always great way to learn about what's happening in the SIG, or what is the kind of work that happens in any SIG. So look out for those SIG Spotlight blogs. There are, I think those are uh, published on Kubernetes Dev website, if I'm not wrong. Blog.
Yeah, so it's published in both. I've sent the links to
Yeah,
both the websites.
thank you. I will
I think
put
this
a
is
link.
the second one in the list.
Yep, and I will just actually this should come here. Okay. Thank you again, Sandeep, for coming and giving the links. But also there are more Spotlight blogs. I think there are so many that came out in 2024, which is more than anything I think we have already published in last many years. So a lot of good work. Uh, thank you. So coming back to contributed documentation, again, there is no update for from me. And Sandeep also mentioned that the role-based sections, improving the role-based sections in contributor guide, that is currently on hold. And once Sandeep is back to contributor comms activities, we might have more updates. With that, moving to moderation and media, I don't think there is any new activity happening in Zoom, Slack, YouTube, moderation media. Everything is going good. There are few. Yes, Sandeep, go ahead.
I've shared two more links in the chat. So that is the shift schedule and spotlight that Arvind recently wrote.
Okay, that is great work. I will just paste the links right now, but later on I'll mention which one is which. Or I think what I'll do is I will just keep one link because it's a copy of the same thing. Thank you, Sandeep.
Yeah,
Thank you, Arvind, both of you. Um, and I remember writing about the spotlight blogs in the last year's annual report for SIG ContribEx. The number was nowhere close to what we have already published, and we are not even at the end of the year. So great work. Thank you. Okay, I was at Moderation Media. Just summing up, there is no update. We have received a few Zoom related queries. That's for SIG ContribEx leadership to take care of. We need to fix a few automation uh, links between Zoom and YouTube account. But other than that, I think no regular activities happening in moderation media right now. The automation we have is hopefully working fine. um, if no one is complaining, I believe that's the case, or people are not using it. So uh, one of them is the case right now. Okay. Uh, moving ahead, GitHub management. There is no regular activities other than the uh, NMC new membership requests or new repo creations, repo related requests, etc. Other than those regular activities, there is no other major update from GitHub management group as well. We have received a few more reports about things not working after the move to enterprise organization, the move of Kubernetes GitHub organizations under the umbrella enterprise account. Most of them have something to do with GitHub tokens. No longer have the same kind of permissions they had before moving to enterprise account. And I think GitHub admins are dealing with that. Anything that is specific to permissions changing for GitHub actions precisely, uh, that is intended. So if something used to work in GitHub action uh, use cases or workflows of your project and that no longer works, please reach out to GitHub admin to confirm whether that was intended or not. Uh, so far, we are not uh, toggling any policies that were applied recently as part of the enterprise move. Whatever was default settings uh, for enterprise, that comes down to all the orgs under the enterprise move. Anyway, there is no other update under GitHub management right now. And the final one is elections. The election steering committee elections are completed now. All the newly elected members are announced. They were first announced, I believe, as on 5th or 6th of the steering committee meeting, public meeting, followed by an email and a blog on kubernetes.io, I believe. Yeah, here. So this is the blog announcing the elected candidates. Also, a retrospective meeting happened on October 9th, and the notes of the retrospective meeting are logged here if anyone is interested. Feel free to check the notes here. There are a few action items coming from the retrospective, mostly around updating the new things that we adopted as part of this cycle and that worked out. One of them was using of GitHub banners to announce the elections or send reminders about the Kubernetes steering election. That helped us um, get a bigger count of or a bigger percentage of voters this cycle, but we can still improve on uh, the voters who actually voted by upon voters who were eligible. The I think we had 33% out of the entire eligible voters who actually casted a vote, which is a very low number. um, and that was discussed as part of that retrospective as well, but that number is comparatively bigger than the last election cycle. So improvement, but not really an improvement. Um, yeah, all of that discussion is logged in this the notes here, and that's all we have for the sub project updates. Um, I'll open for any open mic discussions, any other items, any questions or anything that you want to talk about. Uh, we can do that now, or if you want to talk about anything else off the recording, then we can conclude the recording here. Okay, then I will take the silence as off the recording, and I will ask again off the recording. For now, thank you everyone who joined on the call on the recording, and let me stop the recording.